Hey, what's up, y'all? So let's get into this. So I ended up watching the Netflix Tyler Perry's Straw Baby. Now we got to get down to the nitty gritty because this stuff was crazy. I can't believe everybody that was in this did their thing. I said I was so happy to see Sinbad in it. He had a little bitty scene, but a little bit, but it was cool. But I said this movie straws. Oh baby, oh baby. So Taraji, baby girl, if you don't win a Emmy for this role right here, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Cause I said I don't even know if they Emmy. This could even I said this movie could even go for, to be honest, an Oscar. To be honest, but let's get down to it. So the Straw movie was actually really good. I said the ending of it had me tripping out, but we're gonna get into it. So Taraji character, was it Jalasia? I didn't forgot the baby name. Well, the character she played, she was a single mom. She played a single mom whose daughter had health issues. She dealt with seizures. She was a preemie, and this whole thing went from her. Taraji character, Jane, Jelena, Jane Lena, Jahana, Jahane, Jane. So her character, I can't remember the, So the character she played, this got me choked up. I'm still in little days right now. But the character that she ended up playing, she played a single mom who had struggles, and stuff, and she was going through it. And what so happened was it was the day after her. Come to find out, it was the day after her daughter passed away, that everything went down. She ended up the way it started off. She was at work, and her boss, baby, this man had me screwed all the way up. He came in, she came in all slow. He came in with an attitude. He had attitude from the time she walked in the door, and it was like she was playing in her head. This was actually this was very triggering. Psychological. She was her boss. He was a mess. She had to go to school because the baby ain't have lunch money, and so she had to leave work. He got on her about that. She trying to get her a check. He told her, "No, I can't do that for you. I'm already doing favors for you already." So he ended up moving past that. She goes to the school. She get there, when she arrived before. Wait a minute. Before she got there, she ended up going to the bank that was across the street. That's where my girl Shepherd work at. She played a character named Nicole. So she played her. She goes in and asks the lady, "Hey, I want to know if my car wasn't working." It kept saying, then she said, "Well, I want to know if I could get it's $47 on it. I wanted to get it off." She said, "Ma'am, you gonna have we can help you with that, but you're gonna have to get in the line." And so she finally made it to the school. She goes to the school. She get there. Child family services dragging out the baby, dragging out the baby, and so they dragging the baby off, y'all. So I'm like, oh Lord. She having a multiple breakdown, telling the child family service lady that she has seizures and stuff. You can't take my baby from me and all that. So at that point, it showed her going blank. So she driving or whatever, and she get into a car accident. She ended up getting into this car accident. Well, was it a car accident before or was it after? Um, okay. So yeah, she it was crazy. So she do that, leave there, goes to finally go back to work. And she was well, no, before she got back, she on her way back to work. She ended up getting a car accident. Well, she ended up getting a car accident, but it wasn't her fault. It was a off-duty police officer. This man didn't call her every name but the child of God. He called her. He told her, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you if I see you." So she had a fear of her. She ended up getting a ticket by a female officer, and I was just like, Lord. So the female officer then pound her car, so she, stuck in the rain and everything, and she go back to work. You know, she was drenched, so he pulled her to her manager pulled her to the side and he fired her because she was over 2 hours late, and he's tired of her damn excuses. So after that, she tried to get her check. He said, "You get your check in the mail. That's store policy." She went, "It's right there. You can just give it to me. I can't do that." So after that, she goes, she tried to go home. If I must remember right, she get there and her stuff is. That said, that no good landlord put her stuff outside. Told her, "Yeah, you ain't got that money." So you know about it. Baby medicine outside, so she's all distraught. She ended up having, she really had a breakdown then. She had a true breakdown, and it was just so sad. Broke down crying and everything. And at that point, she ended up going back to the going getting the stuff, main stuff, the baby medicine stuff like that, and going back to her old job where she was. She went back to see the manager to get her check. And she going to get that check, y'all. And she gonna get that check. She asked, "What you doing here?" He went, "I fired you. All I need is my check." And then that's when everything went down. I said, somebody didn't get. I said the grocery store ended up getting robbed because the guy came in and called her name, Jahina. I want to say it's Jahina. Jahina. I want to say it's Jazhina. If I'm not, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But she goes there, y'all, and I'm like, girl. She's like, okay, well, the robber come in there saying her name. "Oh, you remember me?" And then all of a sudden, he robbing the place. The robber and friend trying to rob the place. He tried to take the book bag she had on her to put the money in. And she said, "No, you're not having it. That's my baby medicine. That's my baby medicine. You can't have it. You can't have my bag." And so she ended up taking out the robber. And then, her boss saying, "Oh, they knew your name. They knew your name." And he started calling the police. And at that point, she didn't, she had to take him out. And at that point, she goes to the bank to cash her check. She got her check and went and go cash it. And then, everything else went down. That's when the whole thing just started to unfold. Police showed up, which we had Detective uh, Tiana Taylor character, Detective Raymond, looking at the footage at the grocery store. I want to say the friend that played Taraji's homegirl. I said she did a good job too. I said she ratted out for her friend, and I said, and I liked it that. And I said, oh yeah, I said this. I said they got some good actors for this one. So she go to, after all that, Detective Raymond partner, he didn't already said she did it. Excuse me. And I'm like, so how you get all that just from the footage? Because two people took it out. And they said, you had the footage at the grocery store that showed it. And so but Tatiana then, I said, Miss Detective Raymond didn't already think that something wasn't right. And so she go to the bank, my girl, go to the bank. And she trying to cash that check. She said, all I need you to do is, what's her name? Tessa, the Taylor, the bank Taylor, Tessa. She said, all I need you to I just need to cash my check, girl. Cash my check. And she went, girl, without your ID, I can't help you. That's policy. But you didn't help me before. Girl, she went, it's policy. I just can't help you. So that's when the webber came out. She went, girl, cash the check. Cash that check. So she had, all that, then they all in drama. Then a secret alarm went off. Then we got Nicole, Sherry character calling police, talk to detectives and stuff like that. She said, yeah, in progress. And they thinking that I want to say it's Jazhina had a weapon, but she had a bomb, but she didn't. It was her kid project. So that's when this bank thing, this whole just the biggest part of it because it had me in when Jahina, I hope I'm saying I know I'm not saying her name right, Jahina. She actually get on the phone with the Detective Raymond, and at that point, at this before I said yeah, when she was trying to get, they were trying to give her all the money before we get down to the nitty. They giving her all the money. She went, I don't need that. I just need my check cash. That's all I need, Tessa. At that point, your people that were still standing in line. One of the guys want to be Mr. Hero and try to attack Taraji, her character, Jahina, Jahina, tried to attack the girl, and the gun went off. And then him and I said it was the security guard for me. That security guard took off running. I said, you supposed to be security. You ain't even gonna help. You just left. You just left. You just left your coworker and the customer sitting there. It ran out. It ran out the place. Like he saved his life. So after that, y'all. So after that, we move on past that. She going through her mind and stuff, trying to figure this out and stuff. And it didn't get to the point whew, where it started along the scene of this started. So we get into the place, getting police showing all up outside, trying to negotiate and stuff like that. She just couldn't believe all she wanted was her check cash so she can get her baby her $40 for her lunch and try to get this rent paid and stuff because she's homeless. Um, as her and Detective Raymond is going on the phone and stuff, everything getting deep. I said when they had that negotiating conversation on the phone where she broke down with Detective Raymond, this really got to me because I said when she was talking about, it's just her and having to deal with this, having nobody just to deal on. You know how it is to feel that I work 2 jobs to try to get everything for my child and I can't. So I have, when she said, I have nothing. I said that when she said that on the phone, I said, I broke down and cried. I said, that hit me in a way that, when you trying your hardest in life, just trying to not only make ends meet, but you feel like things are just piling on so high that you can't control it. Control when things just go wrong and you trying and you trying and you trying and things just don't get better. And it was just so deep. I said I broke down crying. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, how many times did they have to do this? Because I said between her and Tiana, I know that was deep because I was like, oh Lord. I said, oh God. I couldn't stop crying I cried like for a minute. I said, this is deep. Tyler Perry, you did your thing on this one. You really did. I said these ladies acted. All the actors in this, the men too, but the ladies in this movie acted they butt off. I said, it really was a lot to handle. And I couldn't say, I said, now let's get to that. Let me tell you something about that bank teller Tessa. I said that low down selfish helpful. I said she had no remorse, nothing. I said, girl, I wanted her. No offense. I said, girl, I wanted Johanna to walk in there and see her trying to open that door and just had a moment and just went pop out on her because she got on my nerves. I said she got on my nerves doing that, but she ended up letting go. As it went on, they called the feds in, y'all, and you know how the feds is. They were just out of control and stuff. But come the twister of this movie that had me gone was when she finally gave herself up. Jazz Hannah. When she gave herself up, at the end, they ended up the feds ended up having her mother. They turned her phone back on, had her mother call, and come to find out, her daughter passed. The night before. So she was living in a. It had like a flashback where it hit her for the first. I think the first time it set in was right then it hit her that my life is my baby's gone. My baby is truly gone. The baby had a seizure the night before, and she been MIA. She been floating MIA this whole entire the next day. This whole movie was. I said it was so good. It was so good. I said I was like, oh my god, you know. Um, I was like, I went. Where did he think of this one? I said, was this had something to do with somebody actually true life? Because it gave me something like that. This something that has really happened before. And I said it was just this movie on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a 9.5. And I give it a 9.5 because I said that ending really. I said because I had to actually look. I had to actually after the movie was done. And she came out with Nicole and walked out and there, got arrested and sent off. I said I had to look it up to make sure that I went because I was a little confused. And so the baby died, and so I said, so what happened? So they ended up showing that she was living in a that day she thought she was dropping her daughter off school and stuff like that. The school have called, but school didn't call. It was all in her head. It was all in her head. But except that, you know, that robbery, her taking out her taking her balls out, that all happened. And her, you know, so robbing the well, they say robbing the bank. Might as well say she was robbing the bank, but she really wasn't robbing the bank. She just wanted to cash her check. And I said it was just very deep and stuff. Um, that's why I got the 9.5. But I said I enjoyed it. Will I watch it again? No. I said this is one of them movies is a one and done for me because I can't. As it's the emotional part of this movie really is still it's hitting me right now. As I tell this about this, it just she really she played that role. Taraji played this role, and it just hit home. Like just you feel like you have nothing, you have nobody there for you. You know that this movie really just hit, and I said they did their thing. I said them three ladies, Taraji, Sherry, and Tay, Tayana, they did their thing. And Tyler, you did good. I know this took like a 2-3 week type of movie that you done got done in the next 2-3 weeks. And I said, y'all did y'all thing. Congratulations on this. But tell me how y'all feel about this. Like, share, subscribe, join the channel. It's your boy Paul. And thank y'all for tuning in. Bye y'all.